Hey guys, it's Tom Collins, 8FigureBusiness.com. New video of the week for you. I got to tell you, this last week I actually drew some pictures because my handwriting on the fly is horrible. So I've got some pictures. If they don't make sense now, hopefully they will be by the end of the video. But so, start the story today. We're going to talk about finding new markets, and the story starts with this. I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal this week about how the United States and this there's new opportunities actually finally coming about. We've known about how to dig into shale and pull oil out of shale oil for whatever that's worth. Anyway, so it showed this map in the Wall Street Journal of all these pockets throughout the U.S. where there were just massive shale oil reserves that have been untapped. And the question was, gosh, hey, maybe there's some new markets so we can be more energy independent from the Middle East and things like that. And it was kind of cool. Just the translation of thought for me came of, well, gosh, when we do our marketing, we go after and we tap, new markets or new niches, or how do we go about that? So a lot of these areas already have some drilling going on, just little pockets, here and there. But the imagery in the map, which this doesn't quite do it justice, showed this huge amount of volume and this depth of volume that could be tapped, so that we could be, volumes of oil for years and years and years and years. Well, what does that have to do with you? So this conversation comes up with all kinds of people that I talk to, and especially now that a lot more people are advertising on Facebook, or even starting their advertising on Facebook, and they're learning that model of, the cool thing about Facebook advertising is you can drill down really, really easily. So I have my oil well here, right? So I'm going to show you my best incarnation of an oil drill, right? So you guys have seen these things where, there's this end of a drill, and then there's kind of the hammerhead, and that thing swings back and forth. If you haven't seen one of those, go to Texas, watch them. They're kind of cool. They do this action. So as you're drilling down on Facebook, what's really cool is you can go really deep into a niche. I mean, we're in suburban Salt Lake City, just a little north of Salt Lake City right now, in our conference room. And if you wanted to drill down and find, women 45 to 50 years old who have 3 kids, who live in a certain house over $300,000 and have a household income of $150,000 or more, you can drill, and they like peanut butter ice cream, right? You can almost drill down that specifically on Facebook, and you can find this really nice tight little market. And if those are the types of people who buy your product like crazy, it's definitely what you want to do. And I know I'm speaking to the choir and you guys already know this, but the point of this is what I find is a lot of times people in the guru markets drill down so much that at some point it becomes a problem because you run out of people to sell to. So the first thing let me emphasize is always max out those opportunities, right? When you find a hot niche that you can sell to, max that out, right? Rule number 1. Rule number 2, as you find yourself maxing that out, or now that you're aware of this, always be looking for new wells to drill, right? So always just be putting out, more drills, however many more you can get. So the question is, how many more niches can you find to sell your product and service to? And sometimes they don't always match up. So I want to give you a couple of examples. So this is obviously the target. So in your target marketing, who's a good target? Who are the natural targets? And those are the ones you want to go after first, right? So as you search for the niches and you do keyword research and you're doing joint ventures, you're going to find some things that work and some things that don't work. What you are going to find is you're going to find that there are some polar opposite areas, or there are some niches that they don't overlap, and so you can't necessarily sell your natural product the way it is to that new niche. But if you make some tweaks, make some changes to it, you'll sell it in droves just like before. So a couple of examples. One is there's a woman that came to one of my boot camps last year, and she was in commercial. Her core business is, and we always talk about core business, front end leads, core business, back end, right? Her core business was commercial real estate training. Well, there's just not a lot of people already ready to go into commercial real estate training for her to fill her funnel. So what she did is she changed her front end, and so her front end was a more generic, broad offer for newbies on real estate, And then what she did is she would sell a front-end kit to the newbies, do some training, and then filter a percentage of those people and generate an interest in commercial real estate. And so now she has this front-end business that liquidates, right? It pays for itself. She actually probably makes a little profit on it, I'm sure, right, Susan? And then moves people to her commercial real estate business, and then does very well because that's a very, very solid funnel, good financially, and she does an awesome job training. So you can change your front end to go tap a new market. The other thing you can do, and I just put this, you can put a new color on it, right? So Harley Davidson is the example, and if you can't tell, this is just an awesome version of a Harley Davidson drawing. My kids didn't do this. Anyway, with Harley Davidson, what they found was, maybe it was a decade ago by now, is that there was a market for women. But Harley had an image problem. They've actually gone through 2 incarnations of this. So about 15 or 20 years ago, Harley used to be kind of if you went to a Harley store, it was really kind of the Hell's Angels drug den, just this greasy, dark place, scary place to go. And they cleaned up the image, and they started selling to executives and wealthy guys, right? And some of you guys who are driving Harleys, you know, it's no problem for you to spend 30 or 50 grand on a Harley that you ride a few times a year, and you go to South Dakota, and even those parties have changed, right? So they reincarnated the company, started making huge profits again. Well, guess what? Some of the wives of those executives said, hey, that's pretty cool, but I want my own bike. I don't want my husband's bike, I want my own bike. So the pink Harley here represents the fact that Harley actually started making bikes specifically for women, and it's a huge, huge moneymaker for them. It's a big, big niche. So anyway, what can you do to change the color, you know, so to speak, of your product, of your service to, if you're selling just to men, how to sell to women? Same thing, Weight Watchers. I couldn't draw a picture of Charles Barkley, by the way. Charles is the new spokesman for Weight Watchers for men, right? Weight Watchers, same thing, all for women, big fluffy brand, all these colors of you know, and men just never wanted anything to do with Weight Watchers. So in the last year, if you've seen the ads, right, Charles Barkley is out there, and there's these ads, and of course all the ads are in this cool matte black color, and it's guys that are cool guys talking about, yeah, I did Weight Watchers, and they're not ashamed of it, but they've obviously taken the core content that they had, moved it over, and created a place where men aren't kind of feeling weird about participating in the Weight Watchers. It's Weight Watchers for men. They're not mixing and mingling men with the women. They actually created a new dynamic and a new online interface, and everything is new specifically for men. And from what I hear, they're doing very, very well with it. So the question is you're drilling down, how do you find new markets? Where can you go and find new places? Think opposite of what you're selling now, and try to find those places. One of the areas that you'll find new niches is when you go with joint venture partners. Some of them will have just a completely different niche. Well, give them a try. You know, the other thing is the idea of the soccer mom makeup, right? What are all the things that make up a soccer mom? What are all the things that make up, you know, another type of an avatar person? And try to cross-identify. So instead of drilling down, say, okay, can we sell to this one thing? Do soccer moms like yogurt? Good question, right? If they love yogurt, you're a yogurt seller. Who else likes yogurt, right? Find all the varieties of people that like that one product, and then drill down to it. Is there an affinity with your product and someone else's product? Is another thing. Is there a combination match that goes really well? So anyway, I want to help you think about, while you're drilling down, if you maxed out that niche, 1, awesome job. Number 2, start looking for new markets. And sometimes, and this is the final thing, sometimes you can actually continue to drill down. So if you found this on Facebook, because you can drill down so well, one of the things you might want to consider is direct mail, because direct mail, you can do the same kind of drill down and go into, you know, the direct mail channel, or you can actually find someone who's in that channel in direct mail and make a joint venture arrangement with them to sell to their list for you. Kind of a baby step to getting into direct mail without having to go into the whole direct mail thing. So anyway, put a different color on it, find a new front end, go into a different channel, all kinds of different opportunities to help you find new markets and new niches. Anyway, that's it for today. Go to 8FigureBusiness.com for more, and we'll see you soon.